Elsewhere, good day and welcome back to Resumes, Part 2. Last week you saw a lot of do's and don'ts for resumes. Here are a few of the really super important ones. First of all, you need to make it perfect and have someone proofread it for spelling or grammatical errors. Secondly, use action words or verbs to describe your skills and experiences. Thirdly, use neat bullets to keep everything organized and consistent. And remember, don't use pronouns like I. Just start right off the bat in each description with the action verbs. Remember, myBlueprint has a guide and some great exemplars. Let's take a look. So if I go under work and choose resumes, you will find the resume you worked on last week here, and hopefully you've been working on it over the week and added a little more information. The resume guide here has lots of tips and suggestions. These resumes down here give you good examples to look at as far as formatting goes. They've started their descriptions with action verbs, as you can see here, and everything's just consistent and neat. That's the great thing about doing your resume in myBlueprint is a lot of the formatting and decision making is done for you. So we did revise the criteria a little bit, but the information is the same. It's the exact same things we're looking for, but just in a simple 6-point scale. So you can find that in Teams under the assignment. All right, checking it over before you submit. Make sure that you've read it over yourself, and you can do that by going into the resume builder and choosing Preview Resume. You need to have at least one classmate and one other person read it over. Your parent or guardian may have had some great ideas they gave you, and if you couldn't access one of them, you were to find someone else you trust and respect. Ask them, is it clear? Can you find any spelling, punctuation, or grammar errors? Is the formatting consistent? And do you have any suggestions of items I should add, remove, or change? You were to come today with information for 2 references that you could add. So if you haven't put those in yet, then make sure that you add those today. Then it's time to submit and save your resume builder. So again, you can preview your resume. Then you can choose Add it to Portfolio so your teacher can see it. Make sure you're choosing your CLC 12B portfolio. And if you want to, you may also choose to export a copy. I recommend using Basic and Word so you have one on which you can edit and play around with the formatting. While this isn't going to be an assignment, some of you are going to be ready to start working on scholarship resumes. There are so many scholarships and bursaries for students, not just the top academic students, but there are many with other criteria. So many for people in the trades, for athletes, for artists, for people with learning disabilities or things like hearing impairments. You would be amazed at the number of scholarships that are available. And some don't even get applied for. So let's take a look at where you can find that in case you're ready to take some of the work from your myBlueprint resume and put it into that kind of format. So from the school website, you can go under Students and Parents and find lots of information for scholarships here, including scholarship resume and career statement. And there is scholarship resume layout that shows you what to include and an example. This is a little bit different than a job resume. So make sure you've completed the following activities this week. Basically, that is to complete your resume content and add the 2 references that you confirmed over the week. And then take a look at the term checklist. So inside Teams, under Files, you will find a document with a checklist of everything that should be in your portfolio for this term. Take a look at that document and go through your myBlueprint. You can see if you have all of the required items. Sometimes students will finish a task and forget to add it to their portfolio. If you do that, your teacher won't necessarily see that it's done. So you really want to make sure that you go into your portfolio and make sure that all of the items are there. If you have done something, but it isn't in the portfolio, it just takes a second to add it. So make sure that you get those done today. And that's it for this week. We'll see you next week.